There are about 7,000 DACA recipients in the state of Arizona. Every administration seems to indicate there's going to be a path for them. What's different this time around?
I think one of the biggest differences this time around is, the level of enthusiasm and even, somewhat commitment and signaling that the Biden administration has issued. I mean, it's very significant that on the very first day of office, they issued several executive orders that seem to, revoke a lot of the policies from President Donald Trump. And I think that that has been very encouraging to a lot of the advocates. They know that it's still, going to be an uphill battle, as is always the case with immigration, and certainly with a bill of this scope, which provides a pathway to citizenship for an estimated 11 million undocumented immigrants in the country. There definitely will be a lot of challenges. One of the main ones is going to be finding Republicans who support this legislation in the Senate, and I think the advocates are very aware that that's going to be a challenge, which is why they've started ramping up pressure, not just for DACA, but also with some of the other beneficiaries like temporary protective status, who have really kind of ramped up, talking about personal experiences, but also, sending letters, doing a lot more advocacy towards the Biden administration. And I'm sure we'll see also in the coming weeks and months more targeted advocacy to some of the Republican lawmakers who could be kind of the deal breakers or deal makers when it comes to the immigration bill.
Essentially, the legal limbo for those families continues.
Essentially, yes, and I think it should be noted that one of the executive orders that President Biden signed is to strengthen DACA protections. There had been a lot of issues in the last few months of the Trump administration because even though court rulings had stood by the program itself, the administration had delayed processing new applications, existing applicants as well. And so the idea or the thinking is that under Biden now, those applications and the program as it stands now will be strengthened and fortified. But the question now will also turn to what happens to those individuals who are not in DACA, but who could also qualify for some sort of protection later on.
Okay, Rafael, can you explain migrant protection protocols temporarily halted, but Title 42, and that's immediately deporting people due to the public health emergency, continues? Encounters per the Department of Homeland Security website continue. So, what does that mean as we move forward here in the next few months?
For now, it means that everything will kind of remain the same for the time being until the Biden administration issues any sort of new guidance or any new directives when it comes to either of these two policies. And I do want to clarify when it comes to the migrant protection protocols, they did pause any new enrollments in the program, so they are no longer sending individuals back to Mexico under the program, also known as Remain in Mexico. But Biden did not address, what's going to happen to the all of the thousands of people that were already sent or that are already waiting in Mexico. The Biden administration also made clear that they would keep Title 42 in place, and that one, with that policy, they've been able to turn away approximately 400,000 migrants since the pandemic restrictions began in March. That will continue for the time being. So anybody who attempts to cross the border illegally, they will be detained and returned back to Mexico in as quickly as 2 hours. So that will continue for the foreseeable future. But the Biden administration has committed to ending both of those policies. I think that the key issue here will be finding a way to roll back Title 42 without overwhelming the system or exposing more of the agents to possible exposure to COVID-19 and other risks.
All right, very much remains to be seen. Rafael Carranza from the Arizona Republic, thank you for your work.
Thank you for having me.